Today we want to introduce you to a gasket profile shear, which is used to insert gaskets like these into a window frame like this. And here it is, the original LÖWE 4.104 VR. In particular, the V stands for the arrangement of the blades in a V shape and the R stands for the roller at the end of the handle as a feed roller. I'll show you now how to use it. At the beginning, it's important that the gasket is cut here at a clean 90-degree angle. In our sample, that's already the case, but I'll still show you how to make this 90-degree cut if the gasket hasn't been cut cleanly yet. We place it against the stop edge of the shear, cut it, and that gives us the required 90-degree cut. To start, place the gasket about halfway between the corners of the frame, here into the groove. Press the gasket into the groove for a few centimeters. Towards the corner, guide the gasket out of the frame. And now, for the first time, we'll use this recess on the cutting table of our shear. We place it here. Place it against the corner of the frame, open the shear and guide the gasket here against the metal stop. Now we make a cut. And as you can see, we cut a clean 90-degree angle exactly at the right position, so that the gasket can now be pressed into the groove at the corner of the frame without creating a crease. In exactly the same way, we now proceed with the second, third, and fourth corners of the frame. Thank you very much. This brings us to the end of installing the gasket. Now we use this notch in the shear and place it at the starting point of our gasket installation here, guiding the gasket sideways to the rear stop here. And make a precisely fitting cut so that the gasket can be placed at the starting point of our work here. Now for the first time, the roller comes into play. It helps us to press the gasket in properly wherever it hasn't yet been neatly pressed into the groove, making it much easier to fit the gasket nicely. And so with this gasket profile shear, it is possible to install a gasket, like here in this window sash, in one piece and in no time at all. And with the great advantage that you don't have to measure each side of the gasket individually or cut each piece separately. And here I have the gasket again as a second example, also in one piece. So the corners are not cut all the way through. Instead, a section remains intact. And of course, this brings a major advantage in terms of absolute tightness. But above all, it saves a lot of time when fitting window sashes with such a gasket. And you also save the time needed to cut and install individual sections. And you have no waste, as you just saw when working around the corners. So you save time, material, and therefore a lot of money.